Welcome back to It's Me, Tinx Live, exclusively on Radio Andy, Channel 102. As always, it's our weekly time to talk to each other with a live Ask Me Anything. I want to talk to all of you. So call me right now. It's 844-305-2639. That's 844-305-2639. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I'm here in LA. How are we all doing? I am 2 weeks out from my book, Hotter in the Hamptons, being released. Please pre-order. They help so much. You have no idea how much it helps to pre-order it. You have no idea how excited I would be if you came to book tour. We still have some spots left. Please come through. I've been working so hard on this and I'm just really nervous at this point, you guys. I don't know. I think I've been in a bit of a weird mood just because it's the final countdown. Last time when The Shift came out, I had a mental breakdown. This is a different variety of mental breakdown. I'm just really nervous and I've just been thinking about it for so long that I just want it to come out already. I just really, really, really want it to just be the release date. So pre-order, come to tour. We're going to Jersey, New York, Boston, Chicago, Dallas, and LA. So please come through. It's going to be so fun. I'm so nervous.
What meal are you looking forward to most on all the stops?
You know, there's some Tex-Mex in Dallas that's like really life-changing. And the margaritas there, it's like halfway through. So it's just a great stopping point. But, you know, I'm sure in Chicago, I can't wait to have Lou Malnati's pizza. Oh my God, I cannot wait. Like, I dream of that freaking pizza. I am so excited for that. And yeah, my ice cream, my special ice cream spot in Ridgewood, which is like,
in Ridgewood?
It's the good kind.
I've been.
It's so good.
Perfect.
And it's like, you know, it's so really good because, guys, you know how you can tell if ice cream is real is if it melts really fast? Like, this is really freaky, but have you ever had a drumstick? Like the ice cream from the store? Of course.
Like 2 days ago.
Okay, same. I had one 2 days ago too. Okay. Don't ask me why I have them in my freezer, but I do. And you know that if you leave a drumstick out overnight, it doesn't melt. That's really fucked up, but I've done the test.
Wait, what?
Yes, guys, it's true. If you have a drumstick, this is no disrespect to drumstick because like I said, I have them in my freezer for like sugar attack emergencies. But if you leave it out overnight, it doesn't melt because there's so much crap in it. And at this ice cream place in Ridgewood, it like you get the scoop and it's immediately melting, which is how you know it's real ingredients. Other thing you want to check, clearly I think a lot about ice cream, but anyway, the other thing you want to check if you're going to get gelato, maybe you're in Europe or whatever, is you want to see it flat. Like if there's peaks, it means it's bad. Like if there's peaks, you know when you go to the gelato places and there's like a million flavors, if they're really tall, that's bad. That means they're full of gums. But if they're flat, that means it's real ice cream. So those are the things you want to look for. I don't know. Okay, whoa, ADD is rocking today. We started with book tour. I'm giving you a lesson on gelato and ice cream and drumsticks.
Write that down.
Anyway, okay, so Summer House. Words I never thought would come out of my mouth. I like Lindsey this season. She's honestly one of the most likable characters this season. She is. You still hate her?
I saw your Instagram post. I'm still not a fan. However, I have been, like, words you said have really resonated with me. I wonder if the audience picked up on it too. When you said, like, the woman wanted to be a mother.
Yeah.
She figured out a way to become a mother, and now she is so happy and thrilled to be a mother, like living kind of like her best life and what she wants to be doing.
And living intentionally. So. My what I really want to dig into though, and what if anybody wants to call and talk about this, I could talk about it all day, is like, is it because she got a man, or is it because she had a baby, or is it because she stopped drinking? Or like, I feel like she feels like she's not behind for once. And that's so sad because she's so in flow right now. And I get it. Like, listen, I get it. If your entire life stream is to have a kid, I can understand the anxiety of not being able to do that. I mean, I get it. That's a huge, huge goal for a lot of people. But for her, I really, my gut instinct is that she like always based her validation on men. Then with the baby, it kind of just like took all the pressure off or something. And to bring it back to my podcast, as I always do, it's like, don't we all wish that she'd just been like this the whole time, just like in flow and chill and like present? And I don't know.
No, she's just never been this way.
Never.
So I agree with you. I will say the one thing that I do like about her this season is, I don't know how you like your reality TV. I like all out fucking war. Or I like a coming back together and everyone is happy and chilling and partying together. And I do like her and the girls getting back together again.
Totally. Also, my friend, we were watching on Monday and my friend was like, I think there's a 10% chance that her and Carl get back together and raise the baby together. And
Oh,
I was
no.
like, I don't think so. And she goes, I'm just saying. She goes, and then they did have that moment where she was like, said sorry about his brother because it was the anniversary of his brother's passing and whatnot. And I was like, I'll give you 5%. I don't think it's like completely off the table because they're both a bit like batshit, to be honest with you.
I mean, Lindsey really brought me back to being like, I don't like you, or you're not my cup of tea, when she just called Carl out, being like, get your phone, where are the receipts, bring me the receipts.
That was annoying. That was annoying. That was old Lindsey.
Terrible.
Yeah. That was annoying.
Yeah.
That was annoying. I agree. It was just like, and also, why do you care? Like, living well is the best revenge. Like, move on. It doesn't matter. It truly doesn't. Also, I love my girls. I ride for Paige and Sierra. I love them so much. I was not a fan of the slut shaming of Emerald. I don't get, like, it's a summer house. What are you supposed to do?
I get it, and I agree with you completely. Like, at first it was funny when they were like busting his balls, but like they were genuinely, and Sierra taking up for Paige and being like, you just got me fired up, and like, well, then you really weren't angry and you're yelling at the guy.
Yeah, they were yelling at him and they were really mean to him, and he's already new. And
yeah,
I mean, if I were a guy and I didn't really know anyone and I was like horny, and he even has like a backstory, not that you need to to like justify your horniness, but like he literally didn't have sex for, and he's in this self-discovery mode or whatever. It's a summer house in the Hamptons. I will say the cracks of everyone being on a different page did start, just in terms of life, did start to show a bit for me this week. You've got Lindsey having the baby. You've got, Kyle's kind of on his own planet. You've got Paige and Sierra, who, I don't know, they're not, obviously Paige is going through it, but they don't seem to be having the like, they're not bought in. They're not having that much fun. You've got Lexi, who's super young. And then Jesse and West are, I hate to say it, they're kind of holding it down in terms of the root of the show. I think what they need to decide is it a show about this group of friends, or is it a show about a summer house? If I worked at Bravo, which is my dream, I would split it, and I would keep this cast, and then I would do another cast. I would somehow split it out or something, and make like a younger one and seed it now, because otherwise I think a lot of the times it gets so far down the line, like we're going to keep going with these people until they're in their 50s, and then we're going to be like, oh, we don't want new people. Do you know what I mean?
Bravo shows, like, the Housewives franchise is like undefeated versus the passing of time, right? Like, it just can be forever, whereas Summer House is going through what Vanderpump Rules went through.
So like, true.
Working in a restaurant and bartending and having no money eventually changes when you become famous. And now you have a bunch of famous people. And like, I get it. Like, Paige is busy like you, right? Like, she has a million things going on. She probably doesn't want to go out and black out every single weekend of her life. And that's what makes Summer House so fun.
And she's like too famous to do that now. Yeah.
Absolutely. And her and Sierra are home by 10, which I totally get. But like, I enjoyed when they would stay out till like 3 a.m. partying with everyone.
I would love to see a spinoff of Paige and Sierra in the city. Like, I would love that. Like, I would watch that all day. Oh my God. And like, and that would be a way to keep the and honestly, I would take Lindsey too. I would take all the girls. I would take Amanda. I would take the 4 girls, not Lexi because she's too young and she's not like friends with them or whatever. And I would make a show about them in the city. It would be amazing. It could be like about them as like boss bitches. They're all boss bitches in their own right. And then
this is your Whitney Port the City spinoff.
Yes, exactly. Yes. But this is a really good idea. Like, honestly, Bravo, call me. And then I would keep the craziness of like the young guys and like whatever, because I like to see them all party. It's fun. Like, that's the point. Like, I want to see them all like be hooligans and whatever. So that's my idea. But I didn't like that.
I'd watch it.
I think that Jesse is love bombed Lexi.
Yeah, I would absolutely say so.
I think that, I hate to say it, but I was like, I don't know I genuinely didn't know what was going to happen. I was like, ooh, I don't know what's going on. I think that he's love bombed her, which sucks.
He was on a pod recently and I was
not mine because he canceled on us. So
yeah, he did, thanks. But he's coming on.
Well, be seen.
And the women of the office have a lot of things they want you to call him out for. They're excited for him to be in these studios.
We would have such a good conversation. So Jesse Solomon, stop ghosting.
But Jesse did say, she was just saying that he believes that Lexi was matching his energy. And that's where all of that came from. And that it wasn't love bombing as much as, she dated Drake, so he had to step up his game, and she matched his energy.
She dated Drake?
That's why.
I thought she dated Brooklyn Beckham.
And Drake, apparently, according to Jesse Solomon, unless
oh
I'm
my God,
completely
that's nuts. Isn't she like 25 now?
She is younger.
Oh.
She's 20. I mean, the rumors are that she dated Drake, yeah.
Whoa. Okay, cool. All right.
Lexi Wood age is 25.
Yeah, that's young. And so and this was filmed last summer, so oh my God. Okay.
It's 20.
Woo!
But yeah, this is a classic case of love bombing if I've learned anything from your podcast.
Yeah, it's a little love bomby, which sucks. I don't know. We'll see how it all shapes out. Okay, guys, I can't not talk about The Pit. I'm sorry this is a TV heavy open, but I'm obsessed with The Pit. And you guys, I have to thank you for encouraging me to push through, because I was so squeamish. If you don't know what The Pit is, it's Noah Wiley. I don't know how to say it, but he was an original ER cast member, and he was so hot in ER. And then his mom was a nurse, and every episode of ER, she would write down all the factual inaccuracies and tell him like, oh, this wasn't right, whatever. All these years later, he makes this show called The Pit, which is a medical drama. It's shot in real time, so it's 15 hours, which is a shift, which is crazy. And I mean, I can't even get into how sad it makes me about the state of the medical system in this country, and how completely, like, I don't have the words for the gratitude for the doctors and nurses who keep us all together. Like, it's actually crazy. And the exhaustion that they face on a daily basis at their job is so mind-boggling. It's on Max. And when I say this is phone level zero, it is, I do not pick up my phone in this show, which is so insane for me. It's a crazy good show. It's so gripping. The acting is incredible. Something I find really interesting about the show is there's no music in it. There's zero music, which is like such an interesting creative choice to really mimic how it is, and like the sounds and the noises and the stress of all the shouting and everything that goes on in an emergency room. I'm obsessed with the show. It's very, to me, it's high gore, and I can't watch it, but I just watch through my fingers and I just, whatever. Steve is on episode 3. I'm on episode 8. Right?
Yeah. It's the most unrelenting TV show I've ever seen. There's no break whatsoever. And that's why it's like anxiety in a good way.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Okay, I could talk about TV forever, but I guess we'll get to a caller. Catherine. Hi, Catherine. How are you?
Hi, thanks. Can you hear me? I'm on the metro.
Oh.
I want to make sure you can hear me.
Do you have headphones?
I do have headphones.
Okay.
They're in right now. So
honestly, yeah, we can hear you. What's going on?
Okay, amazing. Firstly, I'm actually from Pittsburgh. You were talking about The Pit, where it's shot.
Oh my God,
amazing.
Really
Ironic. Yeah. But anyway, I don't live in Pittsburgh. I live in Washington, D.C., and my question for you is, I work in a pretty male-dominated office. I'm probably one of 3 women out of 50, and it's a very professional, and it's, in general, it's a pretty male-dominated industry. You could probably gather what it is, and I'm in Washington, and there's a lot of turmoil right now.
Of course.
It's pretty uneasy, like unsteady, but my question for you is that I'm 28, and my coworkers just really emphasize and point out on a pretty regular basis either my wardrobe, what I'm wearing, how I look, or just things about me as a woman. And it does not come across in a sexual, undermining way, but it just points out that I'm a female, right?
Right.
And it in no way has affected how they evaluated me or interacted with me or treated me in terms of my duties and my responsibilities, but it's still very much accentuated. And again, it's something I'm proud of, but it comes to a point where it's annoying.
Yeah.
And I want to just get your opinion on how best to respond without coming across, 1, defensive, 2, like I'm encouraging it, or 3, like attempt completely ignoring them, which I feel like the first and the last is the worst because
Right.
anything will be used against me. So, yeah, if that makes sense.
It does. It does. I'm trying to think of what the best thing to say is, and I might need to call on the team and ask for advice here because it's tricky. You don't want to encourage it. You don't want to ignore because then they'll be like, "Oh, she's a bitch" or whatever. And you don't want to be bitchy about it because then they'll also, I mean, this is the problem with being a woman. Anything we say is misconstrued. And really, we just don't want to talk about it. Like you're at your workplace, you would not comment on your male counterparts' outfits or, what they did or whatever. I actually don't know. I'm sorry. I'm gonna ask the team for this one if anyone is in HR or if anyone has a really diplomatic way for her to respond. I don't know what the right thing to say it. I don't know.
So I manage a team. I've managed up to 22 people here before, and predominantly women working on the entertainment side of things were on my staff. And I noticed one of my staff members was commenting on, always being like, "Oh, I like your shoes," or like, "Oh, that color looks so nice on you today," and stuff that like didn't seem. And I actually pulled him aside and had a conversation with him about that.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was super simple. And it just said, "Hey, I don't believe you're crossing a line, but I do believe that you're commenting on what they're wearing because they are female coworkers. And I'd be super mindful of that. And I would hate for it to creep into a place where it started making people uncomfortable. Just something for you to think about. You're free to make any comments you want, but there are consequences if they do start making people feel uncomfortable."
You're such a good boss. That's what I wish someone would do for our friend here. I just don't know how in the moment you respond because like I also wear my emotions on my sleeve. So if someone was like, "Hey Tinx, I like your skirt," I'd be like, "Fuck off." I'd be like, "Don't comment on it." Like, whoa, back off. I mean, you could just say like an exasperated thank you, but I don't really know where that gets you. And again, if you say something, she's just in such a hard spot because if she says something like, "Oh, thanks," like you don't need to you don't need to comment on it, or like, "I'd rather you not comment on my clothing," then they'll be like, oh my God, like, why are you saying that? So I'm sorry. I always just try to say when I don't know a good answer. And so I'm going to say I'm not really sure. I'm hoping someone smarter than me can call in and give you a suggestion, but I don't know. It's tricky.
No,
It's really tricky.
It is tricky. Yeah. But it's something, again, just to manage. And again, it's just constant little things like, "That's a, interesting shade of brown," or "Is that a new coat?" Or I don't know. It's constant. But again, there's worse things that it has never crossed the line, but I just want to be mindful.
But I think
I'm doing well and I'm moving up, and it's bothersome.
Yeah, it is bothersome. And in my opinion, when it's so constant, like how you're describing, it's a form of negging because it's like, why are you only commenting on the women's like little things about women's outfits? Like, why are you not being like, "Hey dude, whoa, what a sick tie. Oh my God, that goes off." Like, wow. Like they're not. So it's like, it's a form of like belittling almost, where it's like, why are you constantly commenting on my appearance? It's just bizarre. So let's see if anyone calls in with a good suggestion. Until then, honestly, if I had to give you an answer, I would say just smile and nod. I don't know. I think that's like kind of the just don't give it any, and if they say, "Oh, she's a little cold or unfriendly," so be it, so be it. And then you can at least just like, hopefully they won't be encouraged to do it more.
Exactly. Just double down on work. But yeah, that sounds great. Thanks so much, Tinx. I love you.
Thanks for calling. Love you. Have a good day. Bye, babe. Yeah, that's so tricky. Wow. It's really tricky. I don't know. And I know some guy out there is going to listen to this and go, "Oh, we can't even give girls compliments anymore." That's not what this is. It's when it's constant and you're not friends with that person. You don't have like that type of inter-office relationship with them. You're not buddy-buddy with them. It's annoying. And especially like 3 women out of 50 guys. She said that's insane. That's literally insane. Holy shit. You got to be really strong to be in that environment. I mean, whoa. The only good thing is at least there's no line for the girls' bathroom, which there's always such a long line. But anyway, Jackie. Hey, Jackie, what's going on?
Hi, Tinx.
Hi.
So I'm calling for some advice that I am currently going through quite a situation here.
Tell me.
I have been with my partner for 19 years. We have
Wow.
2 beautiful children together. We own a home.
Okay.
And he really is my soulmate. But recently he had a falling out with a friend, and
Okay.
this friend got very nasty, almost trying to hurt my partner any way possible. So he was messaging me, saying things to me about my partner. Oh, you should ask him about what happened on this bachelor party, or,
Oh,
you know,
God.
things like that.
Awful.
I am a true Scorpio. I cannot let things go. I'll hold a grudge till I'm dead and buried, and I'll smile about it. So, unfortunately.
I love you
So one
Scorpios
night,
for that. You guys are great.
Unfortunately, one night I did go through my partner's phone while he was sleeping because something just wasn't sitting well in my
Sure.
gut about the situation.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I found some things on his phone.
Oh, fuck. I'm sorry.
They are old videos and photos, old.
Oh.
So I just feel like I almost can't be mad because it happened years ago.
No, you can be
but
mad.
I'm having a really hard time moving on.
Have you?
And I just don't know what to do. You know, I've talked to him about
Okay.
it.
What does he say about
he
it?
He said that the pictures that he was sent were so he has a group chat with like his guy friends, and they'll send each other, I guess, things. So he said it was things that girls had sent like a guy friend of his, and then he saved it.
Yeah. And do you believe him?
I don't know. And then when I confronted him about it, he told me that 2 of the videos were actually people that we knew and grew up with.
Oh my God. And how long ago was this? How many years are we talking?
2019.
Okay. So not
2018.
not that long ago, like 5-6 years.
I understand. Guys are guys. They're gross. They're not, I'm not the only woman in the world. There are beautiful women out there to look at. And like, if it was something like he saved his favorite porn video or something, I could understand that, but that's not what this was.
Right. This is tricky. So like where is your headspace right now? Are you wanting to leave him, or are you wanting to work through this?
That's where I struggle, because it's like we really do have this wonderful life. Like, I would have never thought anything was ever wrong. And so it's like, do I upend everything because of something that happened 6 years ago?
Right. And do you feel pretty solid that there was no actual cheating? It was just the pictures. Do you believe him?
I do. The thing is, some of his friends, they give like losers so bad. And it's like, again, if a friend is getting married, or it's like someone's birthday and you guys want to go to the strip club, I'm totally cool with that.
No, I
not
agree with
against
you.
it at all.
Yeah.
But if it's like a Wednesday night and you have a wife at home or a part like that, I'm not okay with.
Yeah.
And so I'm worried about him being with those people and being put in situations like this.
I understand. Let me ask you this final question. How has he been in the conversations when you've brought this up? Has he been apologetic? Has he been empathetic? Has he been understanding about why you're upset? Or is he kind of like, oh no, babe, it's nothing, like pushing you off?
So we've had 2 conversations about it, just because I addressed it immediately when I first found the things on the phone.
Yeah.
And that conversation, I feel like, not that he was trying to gaslight me, but I think it was just more on his end, like the shock and embarrassment of me telling him, like, I found these things on your phone.
Yeah.
But the second conversation, I would say, was a little bit better. And, I tried to like flip it and say, God forbid the roles were reversed, you would be devastated.
And did he say, yes,
So,
I would be? Was he like, yeah, I get that?
He did. Yeah. And I could tell that like he was going through the emotions, because his face got, he got really red, and
yeah,
I could tell that like.
I think that, from what it sounds like, you have a great relationship. And I don't know why, but I'm inclined to believe your husband or your partner. I don't know. I just kind of feel like You sound very sensible. You sound upset and a little pissed off, but you're not like, this isn't earth-shattering to you. I think you're honestly approaching this the right way. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there who are going to go, you're crazy, like this is cheating, you have to leave. I don't know that I would classify it as cheating. And listen, you know that I'll jump at a chance to throw a man under the bus. Like I you know me, but I don't think that this warrants some big like breaking up your family, which sounds really happy for the most part. Like you said, men are different than us. Like there's that phrase that's like it doesn't really matter where you get your appetite as long as you eat at home. If I were you and I felt in my gut that there was nothing further, I would have one more conversation with him about it and I would let it go. I would say, you know, I've thought about it. I feel a little disrespected. I would remind him again, say, you know, how would you feel if I had saved pictures of a guy, or if I was, you know, talking with my girlfriends about dicks and like we were saving pictures and all that stuff. And I would say, you know, I kind of need a minute, but I want to move past from this, because then you're acknowledging it and you're saying you're going to move on from it. Here's the thing though. If you choose to forgive him and move on, you have to actually do it. You have to, in your core, say, I'm not going to let this bother me anymore.
Right.
And you mentioned that, you know, you have the grudge thing and you're Scorpio, and I completely understand that Scorpios do have a really hard time just saying, I'm going to let it go. But for your own sanity, if you make this choice, I think you have to do it. And if I were you, I would. I really would. I think you've been together 19 years. It's a long time. You have 2 kids. You're happy. Again, I know that people might disagree with me. I don't think that this is that big a crime. Okay, he looks at pics. Maybe they're pics sending. I mean, that's gross that they all send them in the group chat, but like, okay, that's a separate conversation.
Right. Guys are guys. Right.
Guys are guys. And it's like, how is it? It's not super different than if it's porn. Like to me, I don't know. I don't know. This is not, you know, it's not like you found texts with another woman. It's not like, you know, he actually, you know, there was a physical moment. He had a weak moment. Someone sent a great pair of tits in the chat and he thought, oh, I'll save it. I don't know. That's my take on it. I think you've got to forgive him and I think you've got to move forward.
Yeah, I think so. It's just, you know, the one video was of 2 girls. They were all, I know that it was my girlfriend's husband's bachelor party, but they were all in a hotel room with 2 completely naked girls.
Yeah.
And the girls were walking around, and in the video I could see in the corner the one girl sat on one of the boys and started to do things to herself on his lap. So
yeah,
that's the one that I'm like stuck on.
Honestly,
because that's like, you're there.
Totally.
In person,
but can I
know? And I've gone to strip clubs with my girlfriends, but it has never been like that. So
honestly, me knowing that that's what it was, I have to be honest, and I know I'm in the minority here. I know I'm going to get angry calls for this. I think that that's actually better. My understanding was that they were just showing pics of like random girls that they were banging or tits or whatever. They were at a bachelor party. They were all in a group. Like there is nothing more sexual, nothing less sexual than a bunch of dudes in fucking polo shirts in a hotel room, googly-eyed at some gorgeous strippers or whatever you want to call them, whatever. Like that's the least sexual thing to me. That's why people are always like, oh my God, should I let my husband go to a strip club? To me, it's like not sexual. To me, that's like a weird male bonding ritual. It's like it's not intimate. It's not, you know, I would forgive him and I would move on. This is not like he was alone with a girl. This is not like he even got a lap dance. They were at a bachelor party.
Right.
I'm not.
So I have to just accept the apology that I've been given and try to move on from it.
Yeah, you have to either accept it and move on, or you need to have a bigger conversation with yourself, which I don't think that you're ready to do, nor should you, because I don't think this is. I would not, personally, I don't consider this cheating whatsoever. I have to say it's gross boy behavior. I don't consider it cheating at all. I don't think you have anything to worry about, and I would accept his apology and I would move on. for your own sanity and for your happiness.
Right. Because we are otherwise so happy, and this was like totally out of nowhere that this even came up.
Then you're good. You're so good. I promise.
Yeah. Okay.
I love you.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thanks for calling, babe.
Love you too. Have a great day.
Have a good one. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
Yeah, it's not cheat. I don't think that's cheating. I know that people really disagree with me. All of my boyfriends, I don't care about strip clubs. I don't care about bachelor parties. I personally would not care if my boyfriend got a lap dance. I'm not saying that to be pick me. I'm saying that because if all it takes for your boyfriend to cheat is him getting a lap dance, he was never yours anyway. At all. And again, I just don't find that sexual. I find it like it's a group activity. It's a fun boy thing fun for them. It's not to me intimate whatsoever, but I really want to hear if you have a differing opinion. I have to go to break, but I will be right back after this, so don't go away.